Hey, what's up, everybody? With Visalus, it's Nick coming to you from the corporate office. I'm in the boardroom here, and today we're going to go over some really interesting topics with a massive announcement that I guess if you're seeing this video, you've probably already heard at this point. Now, one of the things that you may be hearing the buzz of is this thing called repeat. What's repeat? Repeat is the fact that we went and won some serious championships over the last couple of years, and all the 5 stars got together and said we're ready to do a repeat. We're ready to go win another few championships over the next few years, and we hope all of you guys are ready for a major second run. Now, in talking about that second run, what I want to do is I want to talk about general business. I want to talk about growth curves. I want to talk about what it's like in the real world of business, what happens, what's business cycles like. We're going to talk some real numbers, and I'm going to go over some graphs, some charts. Now what I did, I just marked out, some growth curves. None of the growth curves are to scale. And the numbers are, very close to being the accurate numbers for the companies we're going to go over. But I want you to understand what their growth curves look like, what their business cycle look like, and then we're going to go through ours. So I hope you're ready. First of all, let's take a look at this. So this is something that runs up and it comes down, up, down, big up, down, big up, down. Anyone know, what type of growth curve that is or growth cycle that is? We'll call that real estate. That's what real estate does. Real estate goes up, it comes back down. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. And it runs up and then it comes down, up, down. Now let's take a look at this one. Now this one runs up and down, up, down, big up, big down, big up, down, big up. What's this? This is the stock market, right? Anybody who's ever done anything in real estate will agree that that's what a real estate curve looks like. Anyone that's ever done anything in the stock market will agree that that is what a stock market growth curve looks like. That's just called business. Things come up, things go down, and if you're any good at what you do, you can make it go up again, and that's going to go down again. And then you can make it go up again, and guess what? Just like it's a fact that the sky is blue and the grass is green, it's going to come down again. That's just called business. So let's look at some more accurate growth curves right here. So, this company ran to 100 million. They fell by 75%. Down to 25 million, up to 140. They then fell about 40% down to 110, and then up to 600 million over a course of 15, 20 years. This is the 20th largest direct selling company in the world, named USANA. Up, down, up, down, up. Let's take a look at this one. Ran it up to about 900 million, fell by 20%. Ran it up to 1.2 billion actually, fell by 20%. Ran it up to 2 billion. This is over the course of like 15, 20 years. What company is this? This is a top 6 or 7 biggest direct selling company in the world. It's called Nu Skin. Up, down, up. That's a business cycle. Let's take a look at this one. They ran up to 400 million. Watch this. Plummeted down to 150 million. They dropped 66% over a course of a few years. And then guess what they did? They ran up to a billion. 1.1, then they ran it down to 900 million, and then 4 times it up to 4 billion. Man, how can you survive this? Up, down 66%. Close the doors, this company's over. Just kidding. Up to 1.1, down to 900, up to 4 billion. What company is this? Top 5 biggest direct selling company in the world, called Herbalife. Let's take a look at another curve. This company, going back about 20 years, you can see that it ran up to about $3 billion. And then it lost $1 billion a year. It fell by 33%, down $1 billion. And then over the course of another 10, 15 years, they ran it up to $11.5 billion. And then they lost 20% down to $10 billion. And now they're back up to $10.8 billion. Up, down, up. Who's this? Second biggest direct selling company called Avon. They went up, they went down, they went up, they went down, they went up. It's called a business cycle. Let's check out this one. This one's interesting. Yeah, going back about 25 years, there's this company. It was, ran up to about 1.5 billion in sales 25 years ago, and then it fell by 33% down to $1 billion. And then over the course of the next 5, 6, 7 years, they ran up to $7 billion. This actually might have been more like 10 years or so. Watch this. They then lost $2.5 billion a year. Their sales fell. It's over. Shut the lights out. $2.5 billion a year they dropped over the course of 4 years. Just kidding. Now they're over 11 billion a year, up from 4.5, which was down from 7, which was up from 1, which was down from 1.5, which was up from 0. It's called a business cycle. Up, down, up, down. You guessed it. That's Amway. So, like I said, these are their growth curves. Obviously, the curves are not to scale. The numbers are round based on what we were able to find on their postings and their earnings, et cetera, et cetera. I want to go through a Visalus growth curve over the last 3.5 years. So come on over here with me. This is January 2010. We were doing $600,000 a month at the end of December 2009. January 2010 opened up. We got to try to beat $600,000 a month. Well, guess what happened? We grew for 36 plus 5, 41 straight months. Double-digit, compounded, straight growth, with the exception of 2 months of December and December. So in this straight-up rocket ship growth, there was one little flat and one little flat, but all of it is straight up. 41 straight months of double-digit compounded growth with the exception of December and December. We ran it from $600,000 a year to $6 million a year to $600 million a year in 3 years. How many companies have done that? Make me a list real quick. Round up. Carry the one. Only company I know that's ever done that is one, and you're a part of it. It's called Visalus. Because it's not easy to do, to take a company from $600K a month to $65 million a month in the course of 41 months. In fact, it's never been done before in direct selling or another business, and I bet you it won't be done ever again, irregardless of what all the new fancy startups out there share with you about how easy they're just going to take it to $65 million a month. They're going to do $600 million next year. Watch, it'll be easy. Not going to happen. Now, here's the question that, or not the question, but here's kind of where we were at as founders while this was happening. As this was growing up this curve, we were asking ourselves, how long can this go for? Because, you know, we understand business cycles. We know things go up, things go down, things go up. That's just called business, right? So this started running up, and we're like, wow, 8 months. Can it still keep going? 16 months, 22 months, 24 months. Can this really keep going? It's not going to drop? 28 months. 32 months, 38 months. Okay, this can't keep going. 40 months, 41 months straight of double-digit compounded growth with the exception of December and December. Unbelievable. Anyone who thought in the company or outside the company that this wasn't at some point going to hit a ceiling was delusional at best. Because in business, like you saw in real estate, like you saw in the stock market, and like you saw in 5 of the biggest direct selling companies in the world, they go up, they come down, they go up, they come down, they go up, they come down. Now the difference is, as opposed to a lot of our competitors in the industry, we're a part of a publicly traded company. So as they can misrepresent, mislead, and hide numbers, we can't. We just post the numbers as they are, and it is what it is and open to the world. So here's what happened. We reached our peak July 2012. July 2012. And then third quarter of 2012 and fourth quarter of 2012, we saw a decrease. We dropped, right? And, hey, guess what? It was bound to happen at some point. Maybe we should have launched countries sooner. We're into some new countries. Maybe we could have launched some new products quicker. We launched some new products. It is what it is. It's called a growth curve. Now, here's an interesting one. January 2013, as you can see, I'm doing this live, and I'm not stopping to edit. January 2013, we launched the new Body by Vi Challenge. Here's why. We got very clear on what our mission was as a company, what our vision was as a company, what it is that we wanted to be when we grew up. And it's simple. We want to be the #1 company in the history of the world to fight the obesity epidemic. We don't want to sell stuff just to sell stuff. If we wanted to sell stuff just to sell stuff, when we got here, we would have launched skincare. We would have launched hair care. We would have launched body soap and body lotion. Anything that we thought the network might buy, that's what our competitors do. That's not what we're going to do. That's not who we are. We want to be the #1 company in the history of the planet to fight the obesity epidemic. So we announced that vision. We announced that, that language. We started sharing with people that's the direction we're going. And guess what happened? Boom. We pulled the e-brake. We pulled the e-brake. Now here's 2013. Relatively flat. Down 2%. Down 2% last quarter. Q2 2013, we're down 2%. Now, one of the things that I look at is going, okay, if you're able in a growth curve to run it up and come down and you can pull the brakes on it, that's a really good thing. Because as a person of business, here's when you want to try to get in. You want to try to get in something here as it's running up. You don't want to get involved in something here because you missed the run. You definitely don't want to get involved with something here because, it's on a decline. But what you want to try to do is once you see this flat curve or relatively flat curve, that's when you want to get involved. That's the now. That's where we're at, right here. Now, obviously, there's people in the industry that either A, do not know how to read quarterly reports, or B, just like to use data as a way to mislead people, misrepresent, so they can get them to switch companies and, hey, did you know your company's down 47%? And really it's just misrepresentation and lying. The reality is, guys, we're flat. We're down 2%. We're flat. Now, here's where we're down. We're down at our peak level of promoters. The most promoters we ever had, we're down 40-some% to now. We're down 47% to now since our peak level promoters. That is what the real data is that the amount of promoters that we have active is down. However, the sales over the last quarter, 2%. So I just want to make sure everyone has accurate information, accurate data, and is not misled by the sharks in the industry, the predators in the industry that want to take misleading information and try to get you to switch companies to find the better deal. I even heard people say this. Did you know Visalus only did $100 million last quarter? We only did $100 million. It's been a terrible last 90 days. We only did $100 million in sales, which is approximately $98 million more over the last 90 days than most of the companies out there who are trying to make it look like we're going somewhere, we're not going to make it, and all this other crap. These are companies that can barely do $1 million a month while we're doing $100 million a quarter. Let's get real. Come on, let's get real here, guys. Numbers don't lie, people do. Look at the math. We did $100 million the last 90 days. We're a company that does now $400 to $500 million in sales. We're a $500 million a year company. Competitors out there, the ones that send around misleading data, the ones that don't do it are the companies that I just covered. Because these are companies, Avon, Amway, Herbalife, Nu Skin, USANA. They've gone up and down and up and down and up and down. So they've been through it. They've got the t-shirt, they've been through the rodeo. The companies that do it are companies that have never done anything. They've never sold anything. They don't have anything to talk about. They don't have a growth curve to speak of. There is no up in their curve. It's just that one day, someday, maybe we might be able to do what they did. And why don't you come join us? Because, clearly it's over. They only did $100 million last quarter. Am I being indirectly directed enough to everybody? I hope so. So now let's look at some real data that was not in a press release. Here's some real data. January 2013, we launched the new Body by Vi Challenge, which meant, as a company, we really aggressively focused on the who. Customer, 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 customer. We aggressively adjusted to make sure we were focused on the customer. That's what Project 10 is. That's what Project 10 Kids is. That's what fighting the obesity epidemic is. That's what it's all about. So, since January 2013, when we launched the new challenge, the number of customers per promoter, so the amount of customers that we acquire per promoter is up 22%. That means on average, every active promoter gets 22% growth in their customer acquisition than they had last year. Average revenue per active promoter is up 26%, which means every active promoter is acquiring more customers that equal to 26% more revenue than it used to be. In December, this number was 348. Now this number is 450. It's up $100. The average revenue per promoter is up $100 over the last 6 months. Here's some more data. This is mind-boggling. This is unbelievable. And if you're a Visalus promoter, I hope you listen to what I'm saying because this is the data about the new Body by Vi Challenge. Listen to this. Revenue per active promoter who goes public with their challenge on challenge.com, up 78%. Meaning a promoter who goes public on challenge.com, they do 78% more revenue than a promoter who doesn't. A promoter who submits a Project 10 video, the I Want It video, 119% greater revenue per active promoter than those who don't. Listen to this. Those who submit an I Lost It video, so we own an I Lost It t-shirt, they produce 129% more revenue per active promoter than a promoter who doesn't. Bottom line, promoters, you need to go declare your challenge goal, go public on challenge.com, shoot your I Want It video, lose the 10 pounds, and shoot your I Lost It video. Listen to this. Customers who go public spend 27% more than customers who don't go public. Customers who submit a Project 10 I Want It video spend 77% more than those who don't submit their I Want It video. Customers who submit the I Lost It video, they've lost the 10 pounds, they spend 162% more. Guys, this is the difference between $84, an average revenue per customer, $84, and $220 for the one that loses the 10 pound and gets the t-shirt. Anyone who's listening to this, oh, and by the way, the retention of an I Lost It customer is 200% greater than one that doesn't lose the 10 pounds. The one that shoots the I Want It video, they haven't even lost any weight yet. It's 100% greater than the ones that don't shoot the video. Gang, here's what all this data tells us. Numbers don't lie, people do. You've got to adapt and adjust to the new Body by Vi challenge because it is a far superior business model. It's not even close. The business model is far superior. If you will go public, if you will get your team to go public, if you will get your customers to go public on challenge.com, if you will submit your I Want It videos, get your customers to submit them, get your team to submit them, if you will submit your I Lost It, get your team to submit them, get your customers to submit them. Bottom line is your check is going to go through the roof. Your retention is going to go through the roof. Your average revenue per customer, through the roof. Your average revenue per promoter, through the roof. But you must adapt to the new business model. You must adapt to the new business model. The numbers have proven that our business model now, today, is far superior than the business model that we had last year. The business model, the data, it's far superior. But here's the gap. Okay, so now let me connect all the dots. The gap is this. Recruiting new promoters from here to here is way down. However, the business model metrics are way better than they used to be here. So anybody that can dig into data, and we're pretty good at it, can figure out, wait a second, if we just start recruiting more people and put them into this better business model, we're going to have the best business model that we've ever had, with the longest retention that we've ever had. So we've got to go massively into recruiting mode. We've got to go enrolling. And if you were paying attention last night, if you paid attention to the vision call, you heard the biggest promo, short-term promo that our company has ever launched, with an opportunity for you for the next 90 days to earn a lifetime challenge bonus off every new promoter that you enroll in this company. What is a lifetime challenge bonus? Here's how it works. As your team goes and gets customers, as you enroll somebody new, and as their team goes and gets customers, it fills up with customers who are staying longer, spending more, having more success. As this happens, we're going to give you a bonus, which is a percentage of the income that your enrollees have tied to the customers they acquire in their organization. Meaning tied to their team commissions and tied to their leadership depth bonus. See, these two categories, team commissions, leadership depth bonus, are tied to customer acquisition. The more customers, the more 3 for frees, the more transformations, the more people on the challenge, the larger the team commissions and leadership depth bonus of the people that you personally refer. And we're going to give you a bonus on their part of their check that they receive for all those people on the challenge. So it's going to range from 10% all the way to 50%. Regional directors, go enroll 20 people, 30 people, 40 people. You'll get 10% of their check on their team commissions and leadership depth bonus. And now you're in a position where you're going to get a lifetime challenge bonus on their customers. How many people can you enroll between now and the end of October? Because you got one shot. You're going to get a lifetime challenge bonus for everyone you enroll between now and October 31st. And for those of you guys who want to know when the time is to strike, for those of you guys who want to know what repeat is, for those of you guys that want to know about growth curves, let me show you what happens next. In my opinion, here's what happens next. This is what I believe is what happens next. The second run is here. We ran it up. It came down. We leveled off. Here comes the second run. Because we've got a better business model. It kicks out more revenue per active promoter, more revenue per active customer, and more retention. Should you use the new Body by Vi challenge? Should you shoot the videos? Should you submit them? Should you get the t-shirts? Better business model. Now we need to get the level of active promoters up. And when that happens, the second run will be all but a historical moment in our company where you look back and say, remember when we launched that 90-day lifetime challenge bonus? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go enroll everybody I can find. Whatever direction they're in, I'm going to go try to enroll them. And then I'm going to be contesting them and placing them down in the organizations. And I would recommend that you do the exact same thing. And I would do it right now. I wouldn't wait another moment. I'm so confident in this and what we're doing. I personally went and bought 50,000 shares of Blythe yesterday. That's what I did. That's how confident I am in the second run, is I personally went and bought 50,000 shares of Blythe myself. Not telling you to buy a share of stock. I'm telling you what I plan to do with this. So for those of you guys who are sitting on the sideline, I would get off the sideline. For those of you guys that are cheerleading, stop cheering and get in the game. For those of you guys that are spectating, get off the spectating seats, get in the game. And for those of you guys that are doubting, keep doubting, because it makes us hungrier and hungrier and hungrier, and we'll give you something more to talk about and another told you so over the next 3 years. Hey, I've said this over and over and over again the last few weeks to the folks that I've been enrolling. You're either going to watch us, you're going to doubt us, or you're going to join us. Pick which one that you are right now. I hope you join us. The second run is here. It's now. Repeats is in the making. And let's check back in 12 months and let's see what the next growth curve looks like. Thanks, Visalus.